Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels is a special version of Super Mario Brothers. The difference is that there's no two-player game. Instead, there is a Mario game and a Luigi game. It's a little bit harder than the original Super Mario Brothers, which is why it wasn't released in the USA until it was on Super Mario All-Stars and it appeared on Super Mario Deluxe. So I just dumped some fresh ass, so let's read some more of these old revisions. Oh, I like this right here. Is the true sequel. You know, not that other one. You gotta disregard that one. This is the true one, baby. There's a lot of that attitude. You're gonna see this in a couple of the revisions, but I think it was most prominent kind of like 2006-07. But it really did feel like people started shitting on the Super Mario Brothers USA. For the Nintendo Famicom, not the disc system, but just the Famicom itself. So, you know, very well researched. You got yourself going right there. And here's how you start out. Super Mario Brothers 2 versus Super Mario Brothers 1. It does not have a two-player game. That's the singular, distinctive, most important difference between the two. Don't even fucking think otherwise, or else you're just stupid and fucking slapping me in the face. But Mario is Luigi can jump higher and further, but Mario's a more agile runner with less braking distance. A difference not preserved in later versions of the game. That is a lie, because I just played All-Stars, and that's it. Ideally, Luigi can't brake as well. I don't know why I said ideally, but, you know, he definitely has the lower friction on the ground that, you know, apparently is not in there, so. And I was kind of shitting on the external links in the fucking Super Mario Brothers video. We didn't do too much better this time. There wasn't as much shenanigans, but again, your first thought is a fan site. I mean, I'm not even hating on the Mushroom Kingdom because, like, you know, that's actually a pretty good resource, especially back in the day. I mean, it's not so much now, but, you know, you can figure out a lot of stuff about Mario games from that website. I perused that website quite a bit when I was younger, so I can understand the desire to link it right away, but, you know, it's kind of still, it would be my first choice for an external link. Oh, this time we got Planet Nintendo, which I think is GameSpy, and it makes me mad because I read Planet Nintendo and I think of Planet Quake and Half-Life and Planet Half-Life, and just all the fucking content that's been lost are really hard to get now because you fuckers closed that down. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. But again, we only got Shigeru Miyamoto as both director and designer. Takashi Tezuka can go fuck himself. Oh, I like this wording, I remember. Appears as a bonus on Super Famicom / Super NES and Game Boy Color games. How dare you try to say that, you know, it's just on there. It has to be a bonus. It's its own thing, you know. It's not important enough. It's not the main feature. Even though I'm pretty sure on Super Mario All-Stars it was pretty much advertised as like one of the big things, like, oh, check this shit out, we got some like new games here, we got this thing you've never played before unless you're Japanese, you know, but it's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. I'm just putting that out there, guys. I hate this fucking shit right here. This popped up. There's just insistence. I don't know who this person was. You know, the best way to play the game. The best way is to play the Game Boy Advance version, the Famicom Mini. You know, but this game is exclusive to Japan. It was the original. There's a minimal Japanese text. You know, they go in this big long rant. Like, you know, there's just small things about the other versions. I mean, actually, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe kind of sucks with this version of Lost Levels, if I'm going to be completely honest. But the Mario All-Stars version is completely fine. I would always choose it 100% just because it's, you know, better. If we're going to be a little bit honest here, there's just... I mean, okay, well, objectively, I think it's just nicer with, like, being able to save anywhere. And they removed some of the invisible blocks, I think. And, like, you know, did some other just minor stuff. It's the same fucking game, though. Like, the level design is almost 100% the same, so... Oh, and, you know, not having to replay the game 8 goddamn times to get to World A and D, you know, that's so stupid. Like, of course they would change that. But no, it's not the definitive way. That's not the definitive. Just have screen crunch so everyone looks like, you know, they're just shrunken in and shriveling up like, you know, dog turds in the sunlight. Like, you know, just, no, that's the best version. And this stuck forever. This stupid blurb stuck for years, I swear to God. But look at that. See, also, we got rid of the external links. List of Mario games. That's good. That's good. That's a nice step in the right direction. It's less fun, but hey, you are a little bit more academic in that sense. I like the formatting change here to a bullet point. Various obstacles make things immensely difficult. Immensely difficult. Poison mushrooms, aka poison mushrooms, aka poison mushrooms or poisonous mushrooms. You know, just call them poison mushrooms. I don't know why the fuck you have to be like that. Backwards. I mean, yes, but let's see if all these things make the game immensely difficult. I mean, I just recently finished playing it yesterday, and I can tell you right now, I never once grabbed a poisonous mushroom because I mean, to be fair, again, it was the All-Stars version, and you know you can really tell those things apart. But I'm sure if you played Lost Levels on Famicom Disk System enough, you're gonna notice eventually, and you're not gonna grab it every 2 seconds. Like you're not gonna go out of your way. Oh, I opened one up. I'm gonna have it now. Backwards warp zones. Again, I wouldn't say that makes it immensely difficult. You just don't take the fucking thing. You just let time run out, or you jump into the pit. It's super strong jump pads. Besides the controls still sucking for the springs, like you know what if you know when you play those games, and sometimes getting those springs to frickin' work is impossible. I again wouldn't argue that makes it immensely difficult. Red piranha plants that come out, well, actually they don't come out if the player is on them. Like at least again, maybe this is an All-Stars thing, but I'm pretty sure if you're literally on it, they will not come out. It's only they will come out way more, and like with you being in a lot closer proximity, then you know the green piranha plants just don't show up at a certain point. So I guess that makes the game a little bit more difficult. Flying bloopers? No, not at all. No, really no. The twin Bowser? No. None of this is making the game more difficult. I don't know. You tried. You really tried. These are just differences. They're change. I'm going through change. I said that song wrong. Holy fuck. Jesus. But yeah, that's not really immense difficulty there, guys. Come on. I like this fucking thing too. Like I noticed this, you see over here, this is accurate, or as far as I'm aware, these are accurate. And then just this flat out lie. I don't think Australia ever got like just a version of the game on January 13th, 2006. Where did this come from? Was someone just really hoping that would happen? Like, why would you release it there and then not these two places? Unreleased. I mean, to be fair, this is about a year before the Virtual Console release, if that's what they're implying. But as far as I'm aware, it somehow didn't come out in Australia. And again, this is before citations existed, so it's like you can't just ask them, can you back that up, bruh? You got a license to put that there, bruh? It doesn't work. You can't do that. Like, this formatting is just hideous. Like, there's just, I think I've said several times something to the effect of I miss the old spirit of Wikipedia. I don't miss this shit when it's just like block of text. Like, I'm not reading this. Nobody's reading this. This is hideous to look at. Like, it just makes me want to just walk away, go outside, and jump rope. But, like, I'm not gonna fucking read this. And again, credits. I mean, again, that's kind of correct. I don't know why you're listening here. And again, I don't know where you keep getting this idea that Leslie Swan existed at Nintendo at the time, but obviously you just copy pasted this information probably from the other article. Same editor probably. So I don't know why I'm questioning it. The purist. Oh, I fucking hate this part of the I'm actually getting mad looking at this because it's so smarmy, and like there's like fucking 20,000 different things we have to type out here. And then you finally, for purist. However, this version does have faults. The graphics are notably compressed. I would be way more pissed about that than anything going on up here. Suffers, yeah. Like these crappy shit. Besides these shortcomings, it is an almost perfect port, despite the fact that it looks and sounds like shit. But it's the original, so that's the more important thing here, guys. Oh, but here we go. Get the real information here, the real important information. May I introduce you to Flow. One known version of the game revolves around a style of play called Flow, in which the players must successfully complete the level without slowing down or stopping at any moment. This version of play changes the pacing of the game significantly, and in some cases makes it much easier to complete the levels. You what? Like, it's just... What they're basically just describing here is basically just, yeah, you're so good you don't stop or anything like that. This is not a unique concept to this game. Like, they're acting like this is fucking something that only happens in this game. If you've ever played Donkey Kong Country, it is legitimately designed so if you're good, you don't have to ever stop. You could just keep running through the entire level non-stop, and, like, it works. The Mario games don't work that way. Like, legitimately do not work that way. They require you to stop sometimes. But this person not only felt this is something that people gave enough of a fuck about to type out this whole thing, but they even credited themselves. The Clubhouse. The game variation involving Flow was conceived at the Clubhouse, a small residential home in Terrace, British Columbia. I can't believe some cunt from British Columbia thinks they're important enough to fucking type this in here. Jesus. Oh, and even better, we got some expanded credits, guys. Look at these voices for all these characters that don't have voices in the game. Like, what are you doing? Mario's voice is not just... I'm just reading this now, and it's just... What? Who put this here? Where did this game touch you to make you fucking do this? The game is one of 4 officially licensed sequels to Nintendo's Super Mario Brothers. As in, compared to, like, you know, unlicensed ones. Like, why do you need to make a distinction? Of course this is an officially licensed one. Where you're gonna encounter, like, you're gonna count that one, like, Super Mario World bootleg on here? Like, that just seems completely pointless. Why am I questioning it? Oh, I like this. I like on one hand they changed what they were describing, so it's not immensely, like, you know, this bullet point list is not about the things being immensely more difficult. It's just general changes. But this little sentence here is really high quality. Super Mario Bros. 2 includes various new obstacles and enemies to make it more difficult and diverse. Although there are not very many new ones, making it extremely similar to the original game. Includes various new obstacles. Although there are not very many new ones. Which is it? You can't just claim one thing and then not the other. I like this again too. There's always this stupid thing, gameplay. So we're going to talk about how the ending is, you know, where there's no gameplay. Great job. The box for the Super Mario All-Stars version was mocked up. I fucking hope so, unless you discovered some, like, long-lost design for, like, a box for an American version that never released, because they were never going to release it anyway. Yeah, just spoil the ending for everyone who's never played the game. That's a really great thing you did there. Don't you just love when you see these, like, little photo things too? And, like, you know, they're usually pretty concise. And then you got the title screen in the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels on the SNES game, Super Mario All-Stars, which was originally called Super Mario Bros. 2 for Super Players. Oof, just rolls right off your tongue. Oh, and it's great too, you're just reading, right? You're still on, like, you know, the loser re-releases and reissues tab. Getting some, like, you know, crappy information, stuff like that. And just shoved it at the bottom. The record for the tool-assisted speedrun Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels is 8 minutes and 12 seconds. A perfect fit. And then it's just like they got really lazy. Like, they wanted to expand the gameplay section for some reason, and so then they just started copying, pasting from the, you know, the Super Mario Brothers 1 article. Like, this wholesale. The game consists of 8 worlds with 4 levels in each world. You know, if you've seen the other one, you've seen this blurb before. And it's the same kind of, like, really bad generalization. Like, you know, well, the second is an underground dungeon. And, like, you know, they're just, it's the same crappy information, like, crappily written information from, like, the previous article. And it gets worse. It gets worse. They just start copy posting other things from, like, fucking, copy pasting other stuff from the article in a bit, as you'll see. It's like, you know, it's like you don't even care. You don't even care about this game, apparently. You just want to make people play the first game more for some reason. And then here comes one of the most important changes that this article has ever faced. Someone tried to post a walkthrough. This guide also applies to the Super Mario Bros. The Lost Level game that was part of Super Mario All-Stars, and the Super Mario Bros. For Super Players game that was part of the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. These are American releases to Japan's Super Mario Bros. 2. The main thing was SMB2:J:, is that a colon? That's not a fucking colon. What brace? What the fuck is wrong with me? Is the difficult jumps. It's hard to make a guide for a game like this. So why the fuck are you trying then? You didn't have to do that at all, you fucking dweeb. If you're having trouble with the level, my best advice would be keep the practicing. World 1-1, and then just, and they don't even cover most of the game. Like, why? This is, Bowser is really, Bowser. Look at that, and here it comes, more of that copy pasting. I'm gonna call it that anyway, I don't care. More of that pasting over from the other article, because look at that. We got that same stupid blurb with the same, like, you know, fucking kills the mushroom traders known as Goombas and sends the turtle shoulders known as Koopa Troopas into their shell. Again, implying that there's all the 2 level, like, enemies in the game. Well, and then they start, like, they literally just copy posted, and then they just like, yeah, you could say here, you know, there's no flow in this article. We'll talk about the specific one, like the specific game here for a bit, but then we're gonna go back to the first one here, because, you know, this is, like, you know, this is how you fucking do things, and then you'll bring this up here, and then, like, yeah, it's dumb. And then we take it even a step further in the next revision. We're gonna stop talking about the warp zones in the first game, which this is not. So why are you talking about the warp zones that's not in this game? Like, were you drunk and you just thought that, like, the games were exactly the same or something? Like, apparently, remember, according to that one revision of, like, the Super Mario Brothers 1 page, that Lost Levels is just an alternate version of this game. Like, so maybe that's what they were thinking, and they didn't actually do their research or something. Or, again, maybe they're just drunk off their ass. I don't know. Oh, but then they try to qualify. They try to qualify it a little bit. They start putting some information about the warp zones through, like, you know, the love world A through D and stuff like that. You know, like 3-1 and stuff like that. Again, if you're going to do that, why not go back and then change these ones? Get rid of this shit here. Like, why? What was happening to you at this time of your life that you couldn't think about this at all? And then they think that, like, you know, just put it in this stupid level organization thing. And they're still talking about the first game. Like, why? I don't understand. Why would you be like this? You had the wherewithal to, like, make this and then try to... And then the secret worlds of... Now, here's actually something that isn't misinformation. And in fact, I don't see mentioned anymore on the Wikipedia article. And I thought this was fake, actually, because this is right, as you can tell. They got the Virtual Console released by this point. In both, I thought this was fake. I legitimately thought this was fake. In both Europe and Australia, it will be withdrawn from sale on the 30th of September, 2007. I thought that was a fucking lie, because that sounds ridiculous. But no, it actually was. It was, it was like that one fireworks festival in Japan. I'm able to say it. I just forgot it. It's off the top of my head now. Yeah, the Hanabi. I was about to say that. It was like, apparently there was like some tie-in with the Hanabi festival in Japan. And that's why they released it there, like, you know, in like that specific time period. And then they took it away from both these, like, they legitimately stopped selling it. And as you see here, it was rated by the ESRB, so it did eventually, in short order, come up for America. But the American version didn't get taken off or anything like that. I remember it was just put on there, and then it was just stuck on there. Where it was like later, in some point in 2008, the European and Australian markets got it again. And that sounds so stupid and fake, because remember, citations don't exist, so I was going to write that off, but I was genuinely curious, so I looked it up, and on the Mario Wiki and a couple other places, no, it actually was. But the current Wikipedia, or at least according to Mario Wiki, so I didn't check their sources, which is stupid on my fault, I apologize. But, you know, Mario Wiki's a little, as much as Mario Wiki's a little bit overtly detailed and really stupid and, like, you know, badly written, they tend to be a little bit more reliable than, like, you know, the old Wikipedia here. So they said that too, and they listed a source or two, so I'm assuming that, you know, that was actually correct, because, like, you know, you think that would have been edited by now. And it's funny, because the modern Wikipedia page for this, like, the Lost Levels doesn't mention that at all. It just mentions it was released on the Virtual Console. So yeah, this was actually a case where it was actually better in that regard. I learned something reading this. Though I do like that they throw in this little Virtual Console blurb that was apparently included. I don't know if this is actually accurate or not, but I can believe it just because of the way it's written. Like, why even... I mean, I guess I just want to tell people, like, preempt it because I know people are stupid and impatient. No, actually, you know, I was about to say that, and just the fucking premise that you have to beat the game 8 goddamn times to get to, like, the fucking new content is stupid. I get it's 1986 and people replayed the games a lot more. Like, you only had so many games, no internet and stuff like that. So you're going to keep playing the same game over and over again. So eventually, if you keep doing that, eventually you're just going to, oh, wait, there's new worlds all of a sudden. I still think that's horseshit design. Maybe like 3 times. Especially for a game this hard. Actually, it's not that hard, but that's a fucking video for another day. And you tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it didn't matter because template strategy wiki. Why not just link to the page on this game on strategy wiki? I actually don't know if there's a page, but I can believe there's a page because there's some obscure ass games with strategy wiki pages. So did you just forget to, like, actually, you know, link to the page that might have existed for, you know, Mario Brothers 2 The Lost Level game thing at the time? What? You know, here's a lie, too. This is just me being kind of picky, but this bugged me for some reason. While the music and sound effects were entirely the same as those from the first game, the overall quality of the music and sound is better, owing to the FDS's improved sound capabilities. No, it sounds exactly the fucking same. Like, you know, I know there's actually more sound channels available, and the ending of the game actually uses them, but the actual output is 100% legitimately the same, I guarantee you. And even if there is a distinction, you're not going to fucking notice it. What, did they just think because it was a fucking disc that it would make it better than a cartridge? I don't know why. Like, this is not true. This is just not true. If it is, no one's gonna fucking notice, especially on a fucking crappy ass CRT TV from like 1985. Sorry, 86. I love that over the next couple of revisions, we have this weird obsession with trying to prove how much, like, you know, Super Mario Brothers sold. It's a little bit more modest here. It first released in Japan on June 3rd, 1986. It is a direct sequel to the top-selling 1985 game Super Mario Brothers. Has there ever been any proof that was the best-selling game of 1985? Like, you know, I know it became one of the highest-selling games of all time. Oh, who the hell is this guy? Jesus, is that Notch? Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, like, I don't think, you know, it's such a weird thing to point out here, but it gets more egregious, don't worry. Also, this is where we get a bunch of misinformation about the wind, which I don't know why I'm saying, like, there's a bunch of it. It's just more of, like, a standard amount. But for the next, like, several years, honestly, because, this article actually got worse over the later part of the Audis or whatever you want to call it. I guess, or the turn of the millennium. Yeah, we'll just use that term. Like, people were saying that the wind goes back and forth. The wind only ever goes to the right, like, you know, forward, and like it's only ever used to make you do jumps that are farther and kind of fuck with you on, like, you know, kind of really precarious, like, ledges and stuff like that. It will never ever in 1,000 years of just leaving the game running while you die of fucking starvation, it will never ever push you to the left. And like, they even try to qualify it by like giving a citation. This website is just some like lame ass like game website, like, you know, like a great value IGN, which is already a fucking festering dumpster. So like, what are you fucking talking about? It's just a review. I don't even know how you can fucking claim that to be fucking good. And then they try to qualify even more. Ooh, I didn't even look at this one. I'm gonna have to check this out at one point. Racket Boy. I know what Racket Boy is, but I didn't look at that link. But there was this one here. And if this is the one, no, these sources keep changing. I only checked it once on one of the later revisions. I must have not noticed it here. So it's like, I'm gonna have to see if these are any good. I'm gonna just do that real quick. Well, both of those articles link to the Racket Boy one, just takes me to the website where there's like, you can't find the article listed anymore because, again, we don't believe in archiving stuff back in the day. And this one is just for a website that's dead. Like, it just said it's over with. So we'll never know. They're probably shit though. I mean, actually, that's a little bit unfair. I'm not giving them enough credit, but I guarantee you that they were probably just taking their wrong information from somewhere else, or someone who maybe played the game once in like his attic like 20 years ago. So I don't know. The standard for citations improved a little bit over time is what I'm saying. And because of that, you'd have dumb shit like this where they try to claim the wind is wrong, like, or it goes back and forth in different directions when it never does. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, we'll fast forward a couple months. It is direct sequel. It is. It's not a direct sequel, or it is the direct sequel. It is direct sequel to the top-selling video game, Super Mario Brothers. We really need to know. That is very important for the case of this game, that this is the top-selling Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers games, man. Oh, and here we go, though. We're fucking the thug life right here, man. I miss this shit so much. This is like what I'm fucking talking about right here. Although virtually impossible, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels can also be downloaded online. Well, you're making it sound like this is some fucking cyclopean task, even though anyone could go fucking download a ROM. Spoilers. Here are 3 steps you should follow in order to download Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels. Number 1, go to www.doperoms.com. Number 2, type alt levels in the game search URL at the top of the web page. Don't type Lost Levels because there's a ROM called Lost Levels 2, and this ROM is defective. 3, as you see, there's only one ROM title. It's called Super Mario Brothers JU: alt levels : I don't know, fucking calling it colons again. What the fuck is my problem? Fucking square bracket P2 square bracket exclamation square bracket .zip. Click on it. Never mind the 2 download pages. Just click download ROM. That's how it's done, boys. That's how you get your piracy in. Don't do that. Not that I think it's cool to ever defend Nintendo because they're a fucking shit website, but you know, for legal reasons, I cannot condone piracy, and I don't even think Dope ROMs is up anymore. Remember when you'd go try to download ROMs or something, and you'd have to fucking, like, you'd go to, like, some the same fucking shitty websites, and they make you, like, vote for this ROM page or something, and you'd have to, like, go fucking click on 4 links to go vote for something on some stupid ROM list. Meanwhile, you're getting flashed by, like, fucking anime titties and stuff. I was so fucking worried I was gonna get in trouble when I was like 10 and I'd go on those websites. Oh, duh! I got titties and I didn't even want to see them. And my parents are gonna see this and I'm gonna get banished to the Shadow Realm. Oh, that was clean living. Oh, here. It is the direct sequel to the best-selling video game of all time. We really gotta drive that point in because my fucking E-penis is small. World 9 is bizarre compared to other levels and seriously defies both the laws of physics and the conventions of the game. There is fire underwater, a Bowser in 9-3, no Bowser in 9-4, and underwater flagpoles. Yeah, just spoil the fucking surprise, asshole. Unlike the 16-bit SNES version, the Virtual Console version is the original 8-bit Famicom version with all of the original subtleties, albeit in English instead of Japanese. Except it was always in English because they didn't write any of the text in the game in English or in Japanese. It was always in English. Did you actually play the fucking game before you read that? Subtleties too, as in it's like it's fucking fine wine. Yeah, I think there's really a fucking connection to be made there. Oh, but they got cucked on the statement here. It is the direct sequel to the second best-selling video game of all time. This is the source, by the way, I was looking into earlier. This website here, where like they try to claim, it's determined by the leaf animations. I actually was going to want to talk about this little page here because there's some fucking shit on it I think is funny. But I'm going to save it to the inevitable time I talk about the Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, which will not probably be the next video because I'm not going to play it right after this one. Nothing against the game itself, I actually really like it, but it's just, I'm looking into playing like the old, like, the Mario games, like, you know, the games that play like Super Mario Bros. 3 and World, you know what I'm talking about. But when I talk about Super Mario Bros. USA, I'm going to bring up this page. I have it written down, I got to talk about it. Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels, known in Japan as crap face who eats cheese. I do like that someone felt the need to go and change that little blurb I was making fun of earlier. Although, like Super Mario Brothers, the original game was already entirely in English. Or, you know, you could just remove this entire, like, you know, bracketed little area and just have this part. I mean, you could change this too while you're at it, but, you know, don't come out and be like, I'm going to go change it because I need to prove that I'm smarter than this person that originally typed it. Kind of like me with my snark comments throughout this entire video. And this is where some of the Super Mario Lost Levels slander starts coming in this page. You see this term here. Another Nintendo game. They found one in Yume Kojo, Doki Doki Panic. I really need to translate this for you guys. Another Nintendo game developed by Miyamoto, which he had actually spent more time developing than the Lost Levels. I mean, maybe. I personally believe he spent quite a bit of time on it, but what does that fucking have to do with this? This has nothing to do with this. This is just you trying to fucking shit on this. I mean, again, this is the dark side of, like, fucking old Wikipedia, where you just have people clearly very opinionated about something, and they feel the need to, I gotta, you know, spit the real facts, or, you know, my fucking feelings, or, like, to support my fragile ego. And this fucking thing stayed for years, unfortunately. Oh, we finally have a receptions thing, and again, IGN's the first thing you think to put on there. Whoa, lad. But, you know, we have more important things to do. We got a reproduction to talk about. A reproduction of Super Mario Bros. 2 Japan for the Nintendo Entertainment System was released on October 25th, 2010 on this website that, what was it again? I forget. RetroUSB.com. This edition of the game is unique from the Japanese release and other ROM releases on the internet, as it is not a mapper hack and the gameplay is identical to the original version. What sets it apart from the Japanese version is the ability to select the starting level by pressing A+B on the title screen. The game is available in a translucent neon green cartridge in addition to a traditional gray variety. Template Wikipedia books! Also, we have a really important edit here. We got some production credits for obviously something that isn't fucking Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels. Like, was this like the fucking... I'm trying to figure out Universal... I should know more of these names. What was this? Well, actually, if I just do this... Oh, they're talking about the animated series, aren't they? Yeah, which this is not. Like, just... this must be a troll, surely, or maybe it's a 5-year-old. I just couldn't tell you at this point. Oh, and we have the appearance of this fucking image of Miyamoto that's fucking everywhere. I still to this day, you'll see this thing just floating around. And like, I like Miyamoto, he seems like a jolly guy, but here he's just always like, I don't want to be here. I know that fucking feeling, and you just see this all over the place. Pokemon is a media franchise published and owned by Japanese video game company Nintendo and created by Satoshi Tajiri in 1996. Originally released as part of interlinkable Game Boy role-playing video games developed by Game Freak, Pokemon has since become the second most successful and lucrative video game-based media franchise in the world, behind only Nintendo's own Mario series. Pokemon properties has since been merchandised into anime, manga, trading cards. You got a very important addition finally. Changes from Super Mario Bros. Added eyes to the following. This is the most important change from Super Mario Bros., it must be said. We added eyes to the clouds. Decorative. Small trees. Decorative. Small mushroom. Decorative. Super mushroom. One-up mushroom. Poison mushroom. All the mushrooms, they got eyes. The mushrooms have eyes. It's particularly funny too because, you know, all these are, you know, fucking already kind of mentioned up here. You know, talking about like, you know, the piranha plants and like, you know, like the new stuff in the wind, and you got that all, and it's like we gotta talk about it again down here. It's very important. You got this information twice. It's necessary. Ooh, but we got a real one that really fucking, you know, this is a nice case of misinformation that, you know, stayed on the internet for a few years, and you can see it didn't start early. This started like, you know, I think well after the point on Wikipedia where it's like you like the standard was there to not be so, like, you know, uninformed and like, you know, just pulling things out of your ass or, you know, like misattributing sources or like, you know, misreading sources and stuff like that. And it starts right in the middle here, like not right in the middle, right in the beginning. The developers have stated that it was not in fact the original planned sequel, which is a prototype game that was eventually released somewhat unfinished in Japan as Doki Doki Panic. Due to the other game's high difficulty and similarity to its predecessor, Nintendo of America instead chose to hire the Japanese developers to finish off and release this original design Mario Bros. 2 prototype, which has resulted in some confusion amongst fans, which is the real Mario Bros. 2. Some siding with the former and some siding with the latter. You know, it's okay, so basically, I'm not going to reread it. Basically what this story was saying is that, or what actually happened is that, you know, fucking, they made fucking Super Mario Bros. 2 the Lost Levels. And then, you know, kind of either around that time earlier on, like the game was being made or, you know, a little bit afterwards, you know, Miyamoto and some other people, like in his kind of the crew, I don't know if it was directly Miyamoto himself, but someone had started working on like a platformer prototype that was more vertically orientated and stuff like that versus horizontally. And like, you know, about picking up stuff and even had like 2-player co-op at one point, I believe. So that might be misinformation. I didn't check that part. But basically, it was just a generic platformer prototype. And it didn't quite work. So Miyamoto has gone on record and stated they introduced elements like the horizontal scrolling and stuff like that to make it more Mario-like. And that's very important. He said Mario-like. He didn't say Mario. He just said Mario-like. And then that prototype kind of didn't go anywhere. And then, like, Takashi Tezuka, I think, got pulled over by people from Fuji TV. And they're like, hey, yeah, we're doing this, like, you know, like this little promotional event or something. Can you fucking make a game for us? And, like, you know, real quick, and like, that would be really great. And that's when they took that prototype and made it Doki Doki Panic. That prototype game was never a prototype Mario game. That was not the real Mario Bros. 2. But people fucking either misread it or fucking deliberately spread information. And you got stupid shit like this going on. And even I fucking believed it for a little while until people came out and they're like, no, like that's not what happened. That's not at all what happened. And like this is like the malicious kind of Wikipedia shit I hate, because you just have people like spreading dumb information, and then they would try to like, well, it's on Wikipedia, guy, and it's sourced. Did you go fucking read the source and like see what it actually said, or was that a trustworthy source? Also, this is random just nonsense I noticed. In addition, Luigi has the ability to jump higher than the original Famicom version. No, I'm pretty sure he jumps as high as he always did. Where's your source, bruh? I don't see a source for that, bruh. And then finally, by 2015, we had to pull the rug out from that one person. We no longer talk about how high-selling, you know, Super Mario Brothers was anymore. Like, we don't have to mention that anymore. Aw, sorry. I know you really fucking cared about that, or maybe it was a collection of people who really cared about that. I didn't check to see who was doing those edits, so we have to fucking have it twice now too. We have to have the face version and then the zoomed out version. And just, someone get me down doing Doritos. I like this specific just little piece of text right here. Americans did not know the difference. They did not know the difference. Well, why the fuck would they know the difference? Who the fuck had internet? No one had internet in fucking the 80s because, you know, people were using like fucking Usenet and stuff and the World Wide Web didn't exist. And like the chances of them importing something were like way lower. So yes, just you wanted to be smarmy to Americans, I guess, because, you know, that's the cool thing to do among people that are fucking losers. So spent more time on Doki Doki Panic than on the Lost Levels, and the reskin release became known as the big apparition in the series. I guess that's more a knock on fucking Mario Brothers USA, but what the fuck is this about? Who is your source again? Oh, I see. It's IGN, and it's not even fucking goddamn referenced properly. Dumbasses.